See, what a lot of people don't know is Rob. We talked about Rob before on here about Rob being a homie, and we could definitely get into that too because that's a very interesting thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I got some dope homies right here on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? These my brothers, man. Everybody really about something, and Rob is a real bull rider. This nigga was riding bulls at fucking 15, and
I'm a
and he was
retired bull rider.
and he's
Okay.
and he a real Compton Cowboy before that shit became anything. Shout out to the Compton Cowboys, but yo, Rob's one of the pioneers of that shit. I'm not lying. We was going to Bill Pickett rodeos. We was at the riverbed, all that shit since we was young. And Rob really lived that life so much to the point where his baby got cowboy boots and a saddle already. Am I lying? Am I lying? Tell her ass, Rob. Let him know.
What I will say, look. I appreciate the love. Thank you.
Yeah, he really liked that.
retired-
You know what I'm saying?
look. I don't know about pioneer. I don't know if I'm gonna call myself.
You a pioneer, bro.
I'm
let me ask you this.
I'm way too new to be a pioneer.
Stop that shit. Let me ask you this, Hawk. Let me ask you this, Hawk. When we was in high school, how popular was it for young brothers in the city to be riding bulls and shit like that? It wasn't nothing people heard of. It wasn't even that tight to people. People was just kind of looking at it like, oh, that nigga ride horses and shit. Like,
oh god, I remember that rodeo we went to. I was like, oh, this is lit. Like it wasn't like cracking because it wasn't the cracking time, but it was cool.
Man.
I was like,
Bill Pickett was cracking, bro.
I felt like I got cultured that day. I was like, I've definitely heard of the rodeo, but
that's what I was gonna say.
My boy in it. I was like, let's go,
man.
You want to go catch a few in the rodeo? I was like, hell yeah. I was like, come on, let's roll.
Bro, it was a few cultural events when we was in high school that I really enjoyed. It was when we went to remember when we went to the Angel City Classic. That shit was popping, dog. I was like, yo, like what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like we was and they just brought that back. They had Battle of the Bands at SoFi like last week. I didn't even know about that.
I missed it. I thought I didn't even know it happened already. I missed it.
Yeah, I didn't even know they brought that back. And the Bill Pickett Rodeo was the other one. We used to go out there in the city industry, Bill Pickett Rodeo with Rob. Man, you know what, Rob, since we talking about it, man, you want to share some of them experiences or just share like what inspired you to get into that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like what made you be like, I'm about to ride bulls? Because me and Hawk thought about that shit to try to make a quick couple $100 at that little Mexican rodeo we would go to.
Yeah.
And then once we saw it, it was an IE.
El Monte.
It was out there somewhere. And then when we got there and we saw the bulls, we was like, I collect some cans and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's not what it was.
For me, you know.
It was around all the Mexicans drinking beer and shit. And they had no paramedics. And I'm like,
shout out to Hawk for being a conscious thinker, because I for sure was contemplating. I was looking at Rob like, shit, if he could do it, I could do it. Shit.
Yeah,
I thank God for you just senses and awareness. Because when I seen how big, you tell your story, Rob, because we could go all day. Like I remember Rob used to be in the shoots, and I remember one time in particular, we was trying to piss this bull off, like, and this is going to show you our frame of mind. Like we was at the Bill Pickett, Rob was lacing up, he's strapping up his arm and shit, getting it tight. Me and Hawk sitting there kicking at the bull head and shit. Hawk spitting by the bull and shit. Rob like, hey, chill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, mind you, he trying to place and win some money, and me and this nigga Hawk sitting up on the top of the shit, fucking with the bull he about to ride, bro. Rob, tell us about some of your experiences riding bulls, man. That's crazy, dog. Just think about that.
That was definitely one of them. One of the experiences. It was definitely. I feel like we had fun that day.
Yeah, on everything.
I was actually glad to get y'all around something new.
I think that was no. I think that was like we had been to. I think that was like the second or third one we had been to.
To the Mexican deal?
No, when we went to the Bill Pickett.
That was the only time I caught him. Like when I rode with y'all that one time. That was the only time I've been.
Went to Bill Pickett more than once.
Yeah, that was like the second time we was at Bill Pickett. Because at that point, we were actually excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rob. I'm listening.
So I guess to shed some light on how I got started with that, to answer your question. So my mom pretty much got a horse for her and my older brother and my older sister to like spend some time together with, because they're way older than me. So that was how she kind of got into the community. I was way young. As time went on, they left, and I was stuck with horses in that whole 9. So I just took to it, kept going with it, right? And naturally, I'm a competitor. So I got to go find ways to compete. And that was in the rodeo arena for me. Yeah, I started out riding bulls. That was fun while it lasted. Injuries happened, as they will. And I had to, think of some new ways to scratch that itch.
Yeah.
and so I started roping, and I got real heavy into the horse game. And yeah, I'm loving it. This is kind of. Now that I'm out of the military, let me say that. Now that I'm out of the military, I finally feel like I'm back on track towards where it is I was trying to get to before I joined the military. So I hope that answers your question.
Nah, man, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like I said, and I'm pretty sure I've told you this before, and it might have went over your head because you probably was like, "Dude, shut the fuck up!" Like, I don't hear that shit. But you know what I'm saying? No, that was real, inspirational. Like I brag about that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just be like, "Yo, like,
no pun intended."
Yeah, for real. But like, I really brag about that shit because like that's such a big deal to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never knew nothing about the PBR. I never knew nothing about Bill Pickett Rodeo. I never knew, like, I was confident that like I knew how to ride horses because of Rob and shit. Now, one time I got on this horse, Hard Luck, and I had a really bad experience. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you was riding wild horses, or you was just riding?
I was riding Rob horse. I was riding Rob horse.
Hard Luck was the nicest horse I think I've ever had in my life. Like,
so I mean, if you was chilling, if you chilling, the horse is chilling, right? Like, and then kind of like that. Happened, bro. Or you wasn't chilling. He wasn't chilling.
I was chilling. We was at the riverbed. I told Rob, I'm like, let me ride him. Rob like, shit, okay. Rob is like bundling hay or some shit. Like he's going to, he's doing some maintenance. He's doing some maintenance on the stalls, and you was there to do some maintenance or something. And you had walked away. You was like, yeah, you can ride or whatever. I'm like, cool. So you saddled him up or whatever.
Because in my mind, there's no way this horse is gonna run off with you.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Most gentle horse of all time.
That's what he did. And, so Rob, soon as Rob walked away, I'm on the horse, and horses is all, Rob, interject anytime you want. Horses is all feel. So you pull back. Hey, chill out, man. What you doing, dog? All right, kick it. You know what I'm saying? You kick his stomach. He started walking and shit. And I was walking him down into the riverbed, and your boy just went full El Dorado on me. He just took off. He's taking off. So I'm riding him and shit. I'm riding him. I'm like, yo, like, how do I stop this motherfucker? And I'm pulling. He's just going. And this dude that was at the stall, this older Mexican dude, just walked right in front of the horse, like, whoa. And he stopped. I was like, no fucking way. This dude just sacrificed his life, man. This horse just stopped on the dime.
But did you panic though?
Hell yeah, I panicked. I was like,
yeah, that's what you making a horse panic, bro.
Because I was like, in my mind, I was just like, all right, if he slow down a little bit, I'm gonna just leap off this shit. I'm just going to hop right off of him. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather take a controlled fall than like, he make a turn, I hit a tree or some shit. Horse is dangerous. You remember that time? Do y'all remember that time we went trail riding? I don't know if you came with us that time, Hawk. We went trail riding, and this little kid was on the horse, and we was on the trail, and his horse turned around and just booked it and started booking back towards where we came from. And so we turned around, we chasing the kid and the horse, whatever. This horse is gone. And when we finally catch up to the kid, the horse is like rubbing the kid on a tree. He like rubbing the kid up against the tree.
That's not funny.
It's when I went trail riding. It's when we went with y'all. We went with you, your mom, and like I said, I don't know if Hawk was there that time. It might have been Keenan that time. But we went trail riding somewhere, and yeah, the horse was bullying the kid, bro. I was like, your horses, they got personality, dog, for real.
I wish I remembered that. I feel like I would have remembered that. But if you say
I feel like you might have had a lot of horse experiences, and that was one of the ones that might have just went by the wayside. Because you probably seen a horse do worse than that. I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm saying?
I'm positive I have, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I seen this topic on this